Outstanding rendition of our nation's anthem as we welcome you back to McCaslin Fieldhouse. Sooners and the Cal Bears coming up today. Toby Rowland, Peter Daggett, and Matt Winsky proud to be with you here in May. The Sooners had the highest score in the country so far this year, guys. Stumbled a couple of weeks ago at Illinois. Nice bounce back last week to defeat Ohio State and Arizona State. Peter trying to keep it rolling here today for Mark Williams.
No question. As you mentioned, they came out swinging this year. They really impressed everybody at the Rocky Mountain Open, where they set the highest score in the entire country so far this season. Absolutely incredible start. Had a bit of a stumble at Illinois, specifically on the P-bars in this head-to-head format that we'll see tonight. But hopefully, just like last week, they'll be able to keep their momentum going, and we'll see some great gymnastics.
Player to watch today, it's an easy one. Fuzzy Bennis is back, and he's healthy, Matt.
Yeah, so I mean, the Sooners are so pumped to have Fuzzy out here. He's a great addition for this Sooner squad. He's very good at putting up great routines. He puts up good numbers for the Sooners, and so I know they are so excited to have him here tonight competing in the all-around.
How about your keys to the meet presented by Riverwind Casino?
Yeah, so the keys to the meet tonight for the Sooners is first going to be just staying consistent. They really want to make sure they have a lot of hit routines throughout the evening. They also want to get that momentum started on pommel horse. That's once you get through that event, if you have 5 hits, that's a huge energy booster for the team, and so they're really looking to come out with a bang starting the competition off tonight.
And the Sooners have set a goal for themselves for 10 sticks today. The format is important to note, Peter.
Yes, so in past seasons, we have seen teams rotate between floor and pommel horse to start off and going like that throughout the rest of the competition. In this competition today, we're going to see everybody going head-to-head, so we'll see one athlete from OU on the floor exercise, then an athlete from Cal, and it'll continue that way throughout the entire competition.
And we are already underway with Oklahoma's Matt Burgoyne. Head-to-head is the style that Oklahoma competed in at Illinois a couple of weeks ago. And as we mentioned, wasn't their best performance. So I think Mark Williams, Peter, very eager to see if they can handle it better today.
No question. They worked really, really hard this week in practice. They did a test run of this format actually in the gym because they had such of a stumble specifically on the parallel bars. Parallel bars is one of those really tricky events. You want the bars to feel right. You need to set them. Everybody has a little bit of a different setting. So it's super important that they got through that training, and Mark said it went really well. He was actually happy with the practice, which, if you know Mark Williams, is not something that happens often.
And that was a great routine from Matt Burgoyne just to get the Sooners started. You can tell he's rightfully excited with that. Great start for the Sooners to get this team. Things he can kind of look to improve upon as the season progresses, but overall, very nicely done performance from him.
Brendan Strom scored a 13.10 for the Bears. We await the score of Tyler Flores. Theodore Gatterud next up for Cal.
If I had to guess, I would say that Colin is going to take the win of the Flores twins on the parallel bars for today. We'll see what the judges have to say about that.
They all know where the cameras are.
Having fun out there. It's always important to keep things light, even when it's a serious competition. Gotta enjoy it.
Very nice peach handstand to start the routine off. Very nice pelt right there. And you can see, just like we were talking about earlier, these little hand movements he corrects just before he goes to do a skill. That's something he needs to try to look to improve upon.
Double pike, just a little hop. Very nice routine. Going to be a good number for the Bears.
He likes it. Theodore Gatterud.
All the way from Norway.
Ever been?
No. Heard it's beautiful, though.
Yeah. I would love to go. I've never been either.
We'll have to ask him to show us around sometime.
Yeah. 13.150 for Tyler Flores. And a freshman, Nico Hamilton, up next. So that's 3 in a row for Mark Williams' team on the P-bars. The future is bright in Norman.
No question. it's not surprising that we see so many freshmen on the parallel bar lineup this year. You can remember back to last season, parallel bars was certainly not the Sooners' best event. It was definitely either parallel bars or rings was certainly their lowest scoring event. And this is one where they have improved just so much.
And you could tell Nico just kind of looks light up there. Some of these skills, it looks like they just float right up to handstands. Very fun to watch.
Yeah, as we talked about a little bit earlier when we saw him on the floor exercise, just got out of his head a little bit there. That's one of those uncharacteristic mistakes that you really don't see guys make very often, and often is just attributed to not quite staying on top of things.
What's the reset routine here for Nico?
Yeah, I believe that he is going to repeat the skill. I don't think that he got credit for that. You have to finish that skill all the way up in a handstand. So he's likely going to hop back onto the end of the bars here and repeat that skill called the pelt.
And it's sometimes it can be really tough mentally, you know. It's mistakes that you don't make very often. You can see right there, he just had a mistake again, and it just kind of rattles you, and sometimes it's really hard to get back on track.
And that's one of those things that is going to get trained out of him as he grows in his career as a Sooner, learning how to get back up there after a mistake, having to repeat an element and not having a single issue. If I had to take a guess, he may have not been super happy with how the bars were done there. Sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge with this format. A good double pike, stick it off. It's a missed routine, but he gets a stick.
And so that's something to note. You know, it kind of keeps that energy up for his teammates, even though it was a fall, but it still ended on a high, good note. And so that's the last thing the judges are going to remember, too. And just it's up to this next guy, Fuzzy, who's up to try to bring it back for his teammates.
Theodore Gatterud, 13.80, the score for Cal. You're talking about not being happy with the bars like when Matt did them for you back in the day. Is that what you're talking about there?
Well, there were a very few select times where I was happy with Matt's bars, but most of the time it was, I don't know how he hung on.
It always worked for me great.
Yeah, it worked for you. Great for you, Matt.
But, you know, we came up with the system. We managed to make it work.
We did figure it out eventually.
Noah Neufeld.
Very good score there from Theodore, that 13.8. That's a good number for the Bears. Highest number we've seen on parallel bars so far tonight. We'll see if they can continue that trend here.
And we haven't seen that skill tonight from anyone. That skill's called a whip it. It's really fun. It's a unique way to start a routine off.
Yeah. It's beautiful when done correctly. Very nice line here on the parallel bars.
And very, very nice in all these support skills that he's doing. Looks like he's just taking his time. All these skills look very controlled. It's looking really good.
Doesn't have tons of difficulty. Coming into the dismount here, double front. First one we've seen of those tonight. Big step on the landing, but gonna be another good number for the Bears on the parallel bars.
Nico Hamilton's score, 11.750.
Yeah, that's not the number Coach Williams was looking for. That's really one of those mistakes that, if I had to take a guess, Nico will probably not be in the parallel bar lineup when Mark puts it up for next week. It's never a good feeling to show up to the gym and see that, you know, a lineup that you've been on, your name's taken off. It's one of those things that motivates guys to get back out there, put the extra work in to prove that they deserve that spot. But you can't just prove it in practice. You've got to go out in the meet and show that you can hit routines, and if you have a mistake, that you don't do what we saw Hamilton do tonight.
Up next, we got Fuzzy Bennett on the parallel bars. And, you know, at the beginning of the competition tonight, it looked like Fuzzy was just not totally himself. Looked like he was just struggling, making some uncharacteristic errors, but looked like he got that back on track on vault with that stuck landing. Let's see how he can do on P-bars today.
This is a phenomenal event for him. His best, I would say, if you asked me.
Fuzzy posted a 14.80 on this event at the Rocky Mountain Open.
Beautiful peach half.
Very nicely done peach to handstand right there as well.
I think he's the first guy I've seen tonight to do that underbar skill where he doesn't touch the ground. The one time you really are allowed to bend your knees in gymnastics other than a tuck position is when you're swinging through the bottom on the parallel bars, on those what we call giant elements. Looking super solid here into the dismount. Just a tiny little hop. That's the Fuzzy Bennis we know.
Absolutely. That was a great performance from him. Looked confident the whole time. He was controlled, taking his time, really showing off all these skills. Great routine from Fuzzy.
You see the banner of the great Bart Connor looking on above as Fuzzy Bennis puts up another nice score today for Oklahoma.
Great work from Fuzzy there. That's exactly what he needed to do to get his momentum, or maintain his momentum back on track.
Noah Neufeld, 14.10. That's the highest score we've seen so far on the P-bars. We'll see if Fuzzy can best that. Noah Sano next up for the Bears.
And this is the first time we're seeing this tonight from anyone. It looks like he's starting from the side of the parallel bars rather than in the middle like everyone else has been doing.
Nice way to start a routine. Always enjoy it when you get to see something unique. But you saw him pick up his hands there a couple times.
Right.
It's one of those. There's another one right there. I know we probably sound like we're being nitpicky, but that is exactly what the judges are doing. That was a beautifully done element right there. Super difficult, really tricky.
Was just a little shy of that handstand right there. You could kind of tell that skill just went through the handstand instead of stopping and really showing it off. But he was able to get right back on track. Didn't seem to phase him.
So if we got the dismount coming up here. Double pike. A beautiful routine. Yeah, nice stick there for the Bears. That's going to be a good number.
Absolutely. That was a great performance from him. Aside from, you know, again, Peter, these just little hand movements that these guys are making, that could have potentially added 4 or 5 tenths to his final score, and it's still going to be a good score. So that's definitely something he's going to want to look to try to, you know, take those out of his routine as the season continues.
No
Fuzzy
question.
Bennis' score, 14.30.
And that's a good number for Fuzzy. It's not the best one that we've seen from him this year by any means. We saw a 14.8 at the Rocky Mountain Open. It's a significant difference. A 14.8 and a 14.3. That's a big difference. You know, he can be better. He definitely got back on track, but he can be better than he was there.
Imre Dodonli. Big scores on both the floor and the vault for Emery today. We'll see him one more time on the high bar. What does he have in store for us here on the P-bars first?
A season high of a 14.3. See if he can best that to take home the lead on the parallel bars.
And last week on this event, Emery was fantastic. And so let's see if he can emulate that again today.
That whippet element again there. A little bit of an arm bend, but able to deal with it well.
Very nice peach to handstand right there from Emery. Nice Diamondov.
And just wasn't patient enough on that skill. That is one skill where you really just cannot rush it. If you try and reach for that bar too early, you're gonna do that every single time. You gotta really let that bar come to you. Doing a full 1 1/4 turn on that arm. My guess is he will not repeat that element.
Looks like he's right back on track, though. And just got the dismount coming up for Emery. Let's see if he can end it with the stick.
Step there. Very difficult dismount, double front with a half, but yeah, not what we were expecting from Emery Dodonley. A little bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, and that fall, you know, it's going to affect his difficulty and his start value, as well as just the deduction for the fall in general. So that's going to be a really, really big hit to his final score. Sooners going to be disappointed with that performance, but hopefully they can just get the ball rolling again on high bar and end the meet off with 5-hit routines.
Yeah, that fall is a full point off in deduction, and losing that element takes away an extra 4/10, so it really becomes a full 1.5 lower than he could potentially score.
Darren Wong last up for Cal.
Certainly hasn't been the parallel bar rotation the Sooners were hoping for or saw in practice earlier this week. Got to learn how to deal with that pressure in this head-to-head meet. It moves fast. And other guys mess up the bars. I know it sounds silly, but
Like Matt?
like Matt.
Like me, I get it.
Matt never did it on purpose.
Right.
You know?
It wasn't malicious. Very nice to pelt there from Darren Wong. Oh, I spoke a little too soon right there. He just got a little ahead of himself.
Yeah.
And got stuck going up to that handstand.
And that's just a mistake that you shouldn't make. I mean, he just got out of his head a little bit. He wasn't fully focused in the moment. And when you do that, you make little silly mistakes like that that can cost you big time.
And it looks like he's just a little off. You saw a second ago he had to take a couple extra steps forward. But it looks like he's back on track now. A decent dismount to finish it off. Just a little bit of a hop and that chest down that we've been talking about. The judges are going to be taking note of that as deductions.
See another look at that dismount there. Yeah, you can see that chest down. A little bit of odd the way that he stood up there. But another routine done. Another rotation done.
Emery Dodonley, 13.10. Oh, Babe Ruth famously called his shot once upon a time. Did Mark Williams call his shot yesterday on a local sports radio show hosted by a couple of knuckleheads? We'll find out next when we go to the final rotation. The high bar comes up. You're watching Sooner Gymnastics, presented by OU Health. Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values lie far beyond the showroom. We believe that families, sports, art, and culture are at the heart of every thriving community, and it's important to us that we help build the communities that our dealerships call home. Stop by any of our 6 Oklahoma dealerships to see the Fowler standard hard at work. We pride ourselves on being friendly, helpful, honest, and fair. This is what drives us every day. Fowler Automotive, a proud partner of OU Athletics.
Taco Mayo's classic value menu is, well, a classic. With 10 tracks you can remix and match, the possibilities are endless. And when you order 4 or more menu items, the price drops to $1.79 each. That's lower than Potato Locos doing the limbo. $1.79 for ingredients this funky fresh? Now that's what I call value. Want savings even sweeter than Cinnamayo's? Order through the Taco Mayo app today.
There's only one Oklahoma, and there's only one place with a legacy of serving the state with the largest furniture selection at the lowest prices for over 60 years. Mathis Home is now a proud sponsor of Oklahoma Athletics. We're honored to carry on a tradition of excellence in partnership with the University of Oklahoma. We're committed to providing the best shopping experience and the best value to every customer. Come see why we're your furniture leader at Mathis Home.
From growing up with the Tuttle Tigers to playing with the Sooners, My whole life has been about teamwork. But the team I'm most proud of is the one at Air Comfort Solutions. In the last 15 years, the ACS team has helped hundreds of thousands of families and businesses stay comfortable. I know something about winning teams, and when you call ACS, you've made
big score, yeah.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go.
I think we're going to hit above 90%. I think we're going to score 415.
415's big.
That's a pretty big score, yeah.
So you're guaranteeing a 415 tomorrow. God, we can't keep track of how many percent you've hit.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't have calculators in the crowd, so. But we could figure out the 415. 415 would be your second highest score of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Mark Williams yesterday on the very unpopular T-Row in the Morning show. That means the Sooners need a 68.650 here on the high bar to post a 415 today. Leading off for Cal, Tyler Shimizu. 68.650, Peter, Matt, that would be a big score. They're going to have to be really good here.
They are going to have to be really good, but they've done it and more this year. They've actually scored a full point higher than that at their first meet this season, so they are definitely capable. We've also talked about their stick goal for tonight. 10 sticks. They're at 7 right now. In order to hit their score goal, they're going to have to hit their stick goal.
They go hand in hand.
Absolutely, and again, you know, they are fully capable of doing this. Last week, they had 5 for 5 guys stuck their routines, and so it'd be really, really awesome to see the Sooners pull that out tonight.
Brigham Frithaway will be first. It appears, by the way, Jack Freeman, who we thought would not participate today, is going to participate in the high bar.
Yeah,
He'll
Jack
be next
is
up.
excellent in the high bar. One of the best in the country, no question. A lot of great high bar athletes on this Sooner squad, though.
And Brigham Frithaway, he's been doing very well for his teammates this year on this event. He's been very consistent. And so let's see what he can put up today.
Beautiful laid out to Tkachev. Another one here. Pike position. Third one. Straddled. To a Ginger. Beautiful connection.
And that was great. Just a little bit of a hand bobble right there, but looks like he's right back on track.
Yeah, it was a little bit past that handstand, which is really silly because his release moves were perfect. And then he got, you know, at least a 3/10 deduction on that pirouette.
Just the dismount.
See if he can get one of those 3. Nope, little hot there. Gonna be a good number, though. Gonna be a good number.
Season high 13.8 for Frithaway at Illinois.
And here we see that dismount again. He almost had that stick. You could tell he really wanted it, and just the tiniest of feet shuffles right there.
You saw his arms kind of go up as he was landing, though, which, you know, you really don't want your arms to go in the opposite way that you want to go with your body. You want your arms to go down. When your arms go down, it helps you kind of absorb that and, you know, slow down.
Tyler Shimizu, 13.250 for Cal. Next up for the Bears, Theodore Gatterud.
Seen a consistently strong showing from Theodore tonight. Whew. Fingertips there.
So close to being off the bar. Manages to hang on.
That one much more comfortably caught.
Nicely done, straddle to Tkachev right there. And so far, this routine's looking good. It's not the highest start value that we'll see from some of these other guys coming up in a little bit, but it's very well executed.
Very clean.
Just gearing up for the dismount.
And a nice stick there from Theodore. That was a great routine. He's had a very good night tonight.
Yeah, very impressive performance from him all around tonight. Very, very good job. He has an interesting way of getting off the bar. It's a little different than how most guys do their dismount. It's kind of unique in the way he sets it up.
Just to be honest, it does scare me a little bit, Matt. I don't think I would let go of the bar if I did a tap like that.
I don't think I would either, but seems to work for him.
The score for Brigham Frentaway, 13.60. Here's Jack Freeman. Nobody more emotional and electric in this gymnasium than this guy when he performs well.
No doubt about it.
And Jack is just so fun to watch on this event. He has a lot of these high-flying release moves. First one coming right up here.
Beautifully done. There's more. That's not it. Got 2 more. Does he connect? We'll see. No connection here tonight. Oh, just 1 more. Apologies.
Very well done, jam to handstand right there. So far, this routine is looking great from Jack Freeman. He's making sure to hit all these handstands. Can he get the stick?
There he does. That's 8 for the Sooners tonight. Got a couple more tries to hit the 10 and hit their 4:15.
Oh, he just slapped his teammate in the face on accident.
Oh, God. Can we get a replay of that? Beautiful releases there from Jack. Coming into that dismount.
And this is just such an awesome dismount. You can see he sees the ground from a mile away, gets the stick, nice little wink for the camera.
There you go.
And then there it is.
I think we caught it a little late. Yeah, I think it was a little before that.
Always bringing that energy.
Jackson,
sometimes
a little too much. Yeah. Jackson Mitchell next up for Cal. The score for Gatterud, 13.450.
It's a good number.
And these are just beautifully done Tkachevs that are being done from Jackson right here. Very nice one-arm skill right there. Just a little bit shy of the handstand. There's another one-arm skill. And gearing up for that dismount.
Beautiful.
Great routine.
And they gave him the stick there. I wasn't sure. It looks like he may have moved his foot a little bit, but the judges said no. He deserves it.
First time we've seen Jackson Mitchell today, and he was very good for Cal. Jack Freeman, a big score for OU, 14.3.
It's a big number that helps them get on track for that 4:15 number.
And that is just a great, great number for high bar. Anytime you get above that 14 or higher on high bar, it means you did really, really well. And great performance again from Jack Freeman.
Here's Kelton Christensen.
And Kelton's been very good on this event throughout the season so far. He's very clean gymnast, has some really fun release moves. I saw him warming up a new release move today and was struggling with it a bit, and so we'll see if he ends up doing that here tonight.
That's a season high, by the way, for Jack Freeman, and we didn't even think he was going to go today.
And he gets it. That was that new release move he's been working on. I know he was nervous for that. I saw him miss it twice in warm-ups earlier, but super, super happy for him that he's able to put it together for the competition when it mattered.
Very well done. Just like our other notable OU superstars from Arvada, I mistakenly only said there was one earlier. There are, in fact, 2, Yul Moldauer and Vitaly Gamares. And look at that. That was just perfect. And Matt, you were telling me earlier that in a lot of ways, his gymnastics does remind you of Vitaly's.
Absolutely. I mean, him and Vitaly both, you know, very long, very clean gymnasts. They're really good at executing and then really great at sticking, both of them.
That's
and right
9.
there, awesome performance from Kelton Christensen.
That is going to be a big number. That was absolutely phenomenal. so huge to put down a routine like that. There is nothing that feels better than nailing that first time you put in a big upgrade like that release move right there.
And here's that dismount again. Just huge height, opens up with a little flair to it, and just boom, sticks to landing. Great, great performance from Kelton Christensen.
Just beautiful.
Jackson Mitchell for Cal scored a 13.40. We await the score of Kelton Christensen. Noah Neufeld, the next to last gymnast for the Bears.
We'll see how if Noah Neufeld can continue the beautiful routines we've seen from the Bears so far on the high bar.
Very nice one-arm work right there.
Oh, just didn't quite get the bar there. Really, yeah. I think he just didn't quite turn over enough in the air. Wasn't quite ready for the bar.
So yeah, I was gonna say, it's like I feel like he thought the bar was a little more under him than it actually was, and so it's like he reached just below it instead of right where it should have been. Yeah. And unfortunately, that ended up in a fall.
Tough way to finish out the competition, but got to get back up. And